Alright, welcome. I just had the most insane flycatcher game of my life. I decided to mess around with flycatcher in Arena. And I made some misplays because I'm a bit tired. It's the end of my day, but it was a fun game regardless. An amazing awesome start. Morph as well. Been liking Morph more lately. Just supports, if you already get a really big pet, it supports it so well. There's a bit of a visual glitch there. I faced danger here, which was alive, but I regenerated immediately. And I take this level first, and it's a flycatcher immediately. So I decide to take the flycatcher and then hold the second level for later. And then I'll just take the squid and I put my cherries on the flycatcher because I think the flycatcher will stay for the longest. And the squid could be sold and find more squids still, which is amazing. And this also leaves room for a fake on the squid if I so desire. And now my shop is kind of filled. I have everything I want, so I just buy foods and I get lucky that I can buy 2 apples. I'm going big flycatcher just for fun. And then I decided to front it because it's the biggest pet I have, and like I said, Silk Move just helps your big pets a lot by just making sure that they stay alive. And Squid does the same job. It only gets 2 kills here, but I'm losing to Merc already. It's a cool guy. And then here I take 2 tear-ups, and I find a sealion and another sealion. And the other one was a manta ray, but I don't want to manta ray. I'm gonna keep most of my pets anyway, so I'm going sea lion. And I was thinking, do I go the second sea lion? But then I'm having this opossum hanging around. So I decided to just go for the cuttlefish instead. And I freeze my whole shop by the lattice. And then this makes sure that the opossum always hits my cuttlefish. And I find another lattice. And my plans for turn 5 and 6 is just buy lattice when I find it. I could consider selling the Silk Move here for another catcher or the lattice, which made mistakes as I mentioned. But I choose to not do it just because I thought this would be better tempo, making sure that I win the round. Yeah, we spam the green foods, we roll once. Usually you don't want to freeze roll, but with lattice I don't mind. I just think it's such a good food. I'm even willing to make a gap in my team just so that I can keep the levels going. Which in this case may not have been smart, because I have this gap in the team, so, and I already have 2 tier 4s, so I probably could have just waited a bit. Here, this is what I mean, when I had the most insane lattice game of my life. But let me finish my thought first. This gap will already be filled by a tier 4 or a tier 5. So I could have just frozen the lattice and not had this hole in the team, which makes it more likely that I win the round. Okay, so we faced Danger Pack and they spawned a lizard from their rollaway and they had a summon from the Taki. So that's 2 flycatcher triggers right there. I don't really hit the important guys, but we win the round. And this is where it starts going. My opponents just start feeding. It's gonna be amazing. I just buy a falcon, it's a good pet, and I get tier 4 for my lattice target. And it's nice to scale with the sea lion as well. Let's pick 2 here, and falcon, strong combination, and bam! Look at that, so juicy. They had 2 dolphins and they don't exist anymore. It's turn 8, so I'm gonna buy avocados to go for turn 9. And use the gold there to set up maybe sell squid or falcon, buy really strong pets, chocolate cake. Use the skill. And here, bam, platypus again. Flycatcher getting its value. Cast Sai as well. Here I stack the sea lion, which I'm gonna replace now because I found the bird of paradise. I was looking at the the build of a macaque manta ray too, but on turn 9, going for a manta ray felt a bit off. Could have probably sold the falcon for the macaque, because I'm running 4 squads to keep a cell slot. So I have my Bird of Paradise buff only the pets that I want, and when you have a slot to sell pets from, it's easier to reach the 7 gold requirement. So if you sell a pet and buy it, you essentially spend gold twice, right? Because I buy a pen for free, and then I sell it and I can gain 1, so I can spend 4 gold instead of 3, which can help with reaching the 7 gold that requires. Again, I was looking at the crane as well, just to support. I'm just looking to get out of my level 1 falcon. But I found a bob instead, and I just roll once to make sure that my Bird of Paradise buffs this, and buy the bob afterwards. And I find a nice durian. I'm too lazy to position, but bob could be in the front. Not have mattered here. I lose anyways. Against steady. Here I just do some double bob madness. And find a tomato for my falcon. Because now it's too late to swap out for falcon, I believed. And I find another bob. Now I already have a level 2 bob, and going for level 3 is really ambitious, but that is not why I'm freezing. We win the round again to ink. Good job. I'm freezing the bob because of this. So first I cycle, and now look, this Bird of Paradise with 8 gold will only get 1 trigger. However, because I buy this bob, now this bob has triggered, and this one is on 4 out of 7. So what I can do is then move my level 2 Bird of Paradise onto my level 1 Bird of Paradise, and now my level 2 Bird of Paradise is at 4 out of 7, and I have 4 gold left, so this way I got 2 triggers out of a level 2 Bird of Paradise. And I started the turn with only 10 gold, instead of the 14 that would be required. So that's a nice little trick there. Find the chocolate as well. I'm thinking about the German Shepherd, but I choose to just level my flycatcher instead, because that's what I was having fun with. I as well level the guy when I'm using him. And this time I started to position the Bird of Paradise in the front against ASF as well. 2 teammates of my team tournament. And then I start just setting up for Cobra. At this point I'm giving up on the cell slot. I have 3 wins left, 2 lives. So my Bird of Paradise is almost never gonna get 2 triggers, unless I would buy 2 avocados, which are not worth. So I just plus 2 to a turn right now, and I'm gonna start investing into. There were some amazing targets for the cell slot, but sadly I've committed to the Cobra right now. Look at this. They are using flycatcher themselves, and it's just a flycatcher show. Let me look at this again. This was so fun. Against Troubadour as well. A lot of famous names. So they have Blue Ink Octopus Scaling and then 2 flycatchers with a bear. And I'm also running a flycatcher, which is really fun. There we go. Everybody gets them. Money. But we remove some of theirs. Which is, I guess, unfortunate, because it means less snipes. But also, it's really good because the ink. It just makes my flycatcher do more damage. And there's just 3 and 1. We only get the flycatcher. Cobra finishing it off. Beautiful. So yeah, the game plan now, just invest more into this Cobra. I wanted to buy pretzels, but sadly the flycatcher is a tier 3. And I skipped the pita bread because I wanted an onion. I could have considered the pita bread on the flycatcher, but I wanted to keep the cherries for the onion and make sure that I got another summon for this cobra. Which isn't too big, it's only 6 damage, but it's still nice. Okay, here again, you just have one summon, which isn't too much, but it just finishes off. The flycatcher does trigger more often than I would have suspected. Here I just go for level 3 Cobra because there's not much else to do. Don't really want to go for level 2 Falcon. Could have considered it. And here, in this turn, I'm thinking, okay, mine wins. Either winning this turn, and if I don't win this turn, I still have a life. So what I'm gonna do next turn is I'm gonna get out of the Bird of Paradise, and I'm gonna go grab a slug for my Cobra Triggers. I didn't want to do it this turn, because I thought the Durian would be too good to pass up. So I just froze everything to go for the next turn. And the tomato as well, just to double up on tomatoes with my slug. Here, look, we face back team, another summon. The Cobra just finishes up the job. Just a flycatcher gaming. I was surprised by how many summons I found. But yeah, it's interesting because the pet does nothing, right? If the opponent doesn't have the right team. But it does, at least in arena, face it often enough that it wasn't useless. And there was always a big body sitting there on the team as well. But that could be any pet, of course. And yeah. I'm gonna see if it's worth in versus as well to do this kind of flycatcher shenanigans. I'm open to experimentation, but I just hit my elo peak and I'm finally on the leaderboard with number 21, which is epic. Worked hard for this. So, yeah. Thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed some flycatcher action.